With Tony Romo and Des Bryant going out for the Dallas Cowboys, it is officially any team's race in the NFC East. And we're going to break down each team and show why they have a legitimate chance of winning the NFC East. Starting with the Dallas Cowboys. They lose Tony Romo, they lose Des Bryant. Jason Witten has 2 sprained ankles and a sprained knee. And despite being up 2-0, those are not losses that can be replaced. It's impossible to replace Romo on that team. It's impossible to replace Des Bryant. Jason Witten has been their anchor on offense in terms of blocking and being a productive tight end for years. But they get Greg Hardy and Rolando McClain back. They will. Their front seven has already played extremely well, and Sean Lee has looked very good. Their secondary has limited people, and if they can get the ground game going through a committee or with any running back coming up and proving themselves, they can win this division with defense and a strong run game. It's possible. No other team in the division has the offensive line that they do, and they also are not 2-0. So the Dallas Cowboys have that going in their favor, and if they can figure out what they want to do on offense and that defense comes around, they can win that division. Next up, the Washington Redskins. This is a team that I made a video about in the preseason and said, I won't even talk about them. They don't have a chance of winning the NFC East. And I might have to eat my words because the Redskins have looked very formidable. Their front seven on the defensive side of the ball has stopped the run very well. They look extremely good in their front seven. They have now 2 running backs. Alfred Morris, the north-south runner, the bruiser that's been there and been very productive for the last 2 to 3 years, and now Matt Jones, who is this change of pace, east-to-west type runner that has big playability and has better hands than Morris. So they are truly complementary backs in that one gives you what the other one does not, and that is always a good thing to have. Kirk Cousins, if they can get that run game going, doesn't have to overextend himself, and they can play within the safe confines of Jay Gruden's offensive system. They have a legitimate chance to win this division. At 1-1, they're only 1 game back, and they do not have the injuries at this moment in time that the Dallas Cowboys do. So the Washington Redskins have a strong running game in their favor, a good front seven on the defensive side of the ball. They have a legitimate chance of winning this division. Next up, the New York Giants. Oh, the New York Giants. I'm a Giants fan. But the Giants at 0-2 have had 10-point leads in the fourth quarter, the first 2 games. They very easily could be 2-0, if not for piss-poor clock management. But the Giants are eventually going to get Victor Cruz back. They still have Odell Beckham. 3 different running backs that are all healthy. If they can figure out the offensive line and learn how to manage the clock, the defense has put them in a position to win a game, most games, the first 2 games they've played. If not for the clock management, Giants very well could be 2-0. And if that offense can really get rolling and the defense can just limit people, the Giants can find themselves up 10 points most weeks. They just got to be able to sustain it. They don't have the injuries the Dallas Cowboys do. They just have to figure things out on the mental aspect of the game. Everything is in place to be competitive. And finally, the Philadelphia Eagles. Well, the Chip Kelly system so far has looked bad. People obviously looked at the preseason and said, wow, they're going to be perennial. There's going to be all pros all over that team on the offensive side of the ball. Well, people don't game plan in the preseason, and that's kind of showing right now. But on the offensive side of the ball, they have new pieces all over the place. And it might just be that these pieces need time to gel offensively. Defensively, honestly, the defensive side of the ball hasn't looked that bad at all. They're just on the field a lot because the offense hasn't been productive. That's supposed to be Chip Kelly's bread and butter. The run game, zone blocking, good play action, over the top. They have capable receivers. They just got to figure everything out. DeMarco Murray cannot have 21 rushes for 13 yards. If they can figure that run game out and they can get this offense going, just might need time to gel. But they're fine in terms of personnel. If Chip Kelly believes in this system, all he has to do is just right the offensive side of the ship, and things can fall into place. Because at 2-0, the Cowboys don't have Romo. They don't have Dez. Someone has to step up and just take the reins. They have to identify themselves as, this is our identity. The Cowboys want to win. They got to identify a strong defense and to get the run game going. That's going to be their identity to win. The Washington Redskins want to win the division. They have to establish their front seven like they've already done. Keep that up. Limit the big plays with their secondary. That's been a little lackadaisical in years past. Identify a strong run game. Have that be their identity. The Giants want to win. Offensively, secondary, they got to figure how to get everyone else involved, have all of these talented pieces when Victor Cruz comes back, gel. Stop making these stupid mental errors, and maybe they can find themselves up 10 points in the fourth quarter and actually close a game out. That can be their identity. Finally, the Philadelphia Eagles. The Philadelphia Eagles just have to be what their identity is supposed to be, what they've been talking about. Figure out the offensive side of the ball. They can get their offense going. Their defense has played just fine. They're supposed to be a strong running game in the Chip Kelly system with play-action passing and first-class creative play calling all over the place. And that's been lacking. But if they can figure that out, they can identify themselves as that kind of team, they can win this division. If the Cowboys were healthy, they had it. But losing Tony Romo for 8-10 and Dez Bryant 8-12, no team can recover from that. But that's just my opinion. I want to know who you guys think are going to win this division. Please leave your comments down below. Is that about all things sports? And I'll see you guys later.